So again, Yang, he has excelled throughout those.
Seem to not care at times.
This level,
they should be confident as well. They
one. So let's head to your commentary team. Virtus.pro versus VGJ Thunder.
All right, folks, it is time. Game one of the grand finals now getting underway. We have the draft done. Virtus.pro looking to become the first back-to-back major champion since OG last year. And in their ways, VGJ Thunder here in game number one. Welcome in, folks. My name is Mon. With me is Brax. And Brax, forget about the series overall for now. What are you looking forward to here in game number one of this particular matchup?
well, Mon, it's the grand finals. I'm hoping we have a great game. Should be good, right? These are the two best teams of the tournament currently.
Yes.
And I would say VP are probably the overall favorites, but in this game, I do really like VGJ Thunder's draft.
What about it really draws you in? Is it maybe the Yang Brewmaster? He's had a lot of success on that hero recently in the tournament.
Well, I'm big on the visuals, the cosmetics. I see Luna with this glowing shield, and it really appeals to me. Brewmaster, it's got the pirate theme going. But I like the early team fight up against the Gyrocopter. I think it helps make him a lot less strong. So I'm looking forward to that.
The Sylar Luna coming out, having great success so far in this tournament. They went through the group stages 3-0, almost going down to TNC. They lost one game in the grand finals at the start against TNC, and then, of course, Newbie in that 2-1 series, but for the 2-0 series, rather. But good stuff so far from VGJ Thunder, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get into the game here in just a moment. Still waiting on the game start for now, but, of course, this is game one. They talked about Roger, the support Tusk. Maybe not the best play on the Elder Titan yesterday, but his chin was phenomenal. Obviously, really good player at Katowice.
It's a new game. It's a new day, Mon, of course. It's time to shake off all the previous stuff. Time to bring your A game. Saw some lovely interviews yesterday from both these teams. They are confident in themselves, but of course they expect VGJ Thunder to play their heart out.
Yeah.
Take it to the next level.
They should be confident as well. They have looked phenomenal in this tournament. They are so close to getting to that back-to-back major champions. As we jump into the game one of this series, we will see how the lanes shape up. They've already found Yang. The Ice Shards come out. They just missed them on the Ice Shards. They almost get the kill. That would have been a great start for the CIS team. The homing missile will still go. They'll still do some damage. He has 6 tangos to work with. They're trying to chase him down, but they don't have the toss ready. They don't have the Ice Shards back off cooldown. So Virtus.pro, this 5-man rotation down to the bottom lane won't be able to really accomplish anything here.
That's called the case of the jitters, Mon. You know, that would have very easily been first blood, but they don't make it happen. At least they get to push him out so we can't get a ward down or, you know, control the lane, pull the wave back. It's not the end of the world.
But in terms of the lanes, it looks pretty stock standard for VGJ Thunder. You have the Brewmaster down bottom alone for now. You have the defensive tri-lane trying to get Sylar as much farm as possible, and I think for good reason. You give this Luna farm, forget about the early game and trying to team fight with Eclipse and all that stuff.
Every game, the Luna has been so strong, right? We've seen Luna top of the network charts in every game, so for good reason, playing safely.
Virtus.pro will go for the mid-gyrocopter like they've done in their last few matchups recently. The homing missile for no one to start things off, trying to get that first kill. Roger drops a sentry in the mid lane. He won't be able to find the D ward, though. He was very close by. DDC's going to start mid. They have the Bane. He'll probably go for the Enfeeble more than likely.
With a clear game plan, split up in farm already at 30 seconds into the game, they know what's going on.
This is going to be the PL versus the gyrocopter matchup. He's already getting enfeebled, and he's going to have a rough time because of it, but the aggressive dual lane coming in we saw from Virtus.pro the other day. We'll have to do this into an Elder Titan in the top lane. And then bottom lane, Yang might get a little bit run at by Ramses on the Juggernaut at the start of this game as well.
Should be okay down bottom, though, but this mid lane is what I really want to see. How is the Gyrocopter going to manage to come back in the last hit department when he just gets enfeebled over and over? And then once Freeze picks up some levels, too, they can easily pressure the Gyrocopter. It's not like anything can really help him, you know? He's screwed here in terms of last hits.
Remember, he can rely on those stack camps that we've seen previously from Gyrocopters. This top lane already, a lot of damage being done by both of the supports. Roger trying to man-fight Fade, who has plus 68 damage. Pasha, he's got the tree grab, so he has no real burst potential with the avalanche of the toss. Meanwhile, they'll get the kill bottom. The spin comes in solo, the Thunder Strike. And it's Yang dropped down first and foremost, and they'll get first blood in this first game of the Grand Finals.
Very nice. It's extremely huge being able to kill the Brewmaster in that lane.
They're going to go top. The snowball coming in. They've got the Astral, a couple more auto attacks. The Ice Shards, they bring down Sylar. Wow. That's even better for Virtus.pro, and they're looking for more. They might trade Roger. He's going to use the Fairy Fire. Fade still stopping him down with the briefcase, but it's not enough to get the kill. The South comes out. There's the toss. Pasha, a couple more auto attacks might do what they should have. Not enough mana for the Ice Shards available. Pasha still has a little bit more in the tank. He's level 2. He's already used the toss. He's got the tree grab. He might throw the tree, but now Sylar comes back in with a loose beam toss back from Sylar. The tree toss as well, and Pasha asserting his dominance in his top lane early on, Brax.
Dominance indeed. That was pretty crazy.
So I guess the answer to that mid lane matchup is if you're losing the mid lane, just try to get kills in the top and the bottom lane and win those 2 lanes.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not like they can actually do anything with rotations to gank up the Phantom Lancer anyways, right? He's left alone to just play catch up, but as long as he doesn't die, he's going to be totally okay.
Trade-off is that this PL is farming very well. 12 last hits, 1 to 9, no one taking a lot of damage as well, but that's to be expected because of DDC's start. DDC is going to start roaming elsewhere, though. He doesn't need to stay mid, it looks like, and he seems pretty happy rotating elsewhere.
Yeah.
Top lane.
It's extremely good for VP that they managed to kill Yang's Brewmaster down bottom because the supports on the side of VGJ Thunder can't really afford to help in that lane. You know, they need to secure Luna's farm. It's a Tusk and Tiny, tons of aggression coming out from that lane, and they really need to worry about that.
Speaking of the aggression, DDC getting run at by Roger, but now he's the one in trouble. Lucian coming at the last auto attack. They get off the avalanche. Will not save his life, though, and now Pasha getting chased down. I don't know if they can get this kill. DDC's getting kind of close. They have the Lucent Beam, a couple more auto attacks. This might dive the tower. They have the toss available to Stomp coming in, but he will not be able to avoid it. They're going to look for the kill. One more auto attack. The Lucent Beam, the brain tap is there from DDC. A lot of aggression in this top lane. Man fight central. The snowball coming in. Roger needs one more auto attack, and he will find it. So he does get the trade. A bloodbath in his top lane, Brax. My God.
Oh yeah, action-packed top lane. This is what it's all about. You know, we've seen the Luna against Gyrocopter. She's looked very successful, but in this game, VP, they're challenging the Luna's lane. You can see that in the last hits, only 9 up on Luna. And of course, kills being traded back and forth the entire time.
Man, I think Pasha's fine with this. He's still doing okay. I mean, see, that's why he's behind that of Sylar now, but...
The chaotic game favors the off-laner, right?
Yeah.
They're not dependent on being able to just sit there and farm forever, but
although
this is pretty rough.
This could be a bit worse, but he will stay alive with a good toss. Trying to find Yang in the bottom lane with the Blade Fury spin. They've already used the kinetic field. The Thunderstrike will come in as well. Solo trying to block. Can't quite get there in time, but he's got the glimpse back, and this is going to be trouble for this Brewmaster. Trying to juke and jab. He's got the salve, and he needs to use it at the right time here and to be able to get back to the tower and just pop it off real quick.
Solo was so close to having mana for the Thunderstrike. He was like 3 off with the stick charge.
Meanwhile, top lane again, another toss back, but Salah's got the Lucent Beam, the Avalanche coming in, and that will keep Pasha alive, but he's out of regen in this top lane. It is almost 5 minutes, though, so the Shrine will be up pretty soon, Brax.
Yeah, but they stabilize this lane on the side of VGJ Thunder. Every time VP come back up, they can always just push him out.
But the one thing you don't want to do is let no one back into the game. He now has 20 last hits in that mid lane against the Phantom Lancer. He's only 2 behind after that awful start with the Enfeeble coming out, and this is one of the best mid laners in the game right now, if not the best mid laner in the game.
Yeah, it's a very good point. We saw the laning difference between the Gyro and Phantom Lancer early on because of the Enfeeble, but you're right, now he's caught up entirely.
So a small advantage for Virtus.pro. Even in levels as well, the Gyrocopter up 1 level on the PL. He actually just secures the level 5, so they're now even levels in that mid lane, but it's a 1k advantage, but there will be a smoke from VGJ Thunder. They'll try to find no one in the mid lane. The raindrop has been taken off by the Spirit Lance. This could be the right time to go for this gank. He has an Aquila and 2 wand charges. The stop is going to come in. This is not the easiest find. They'll have it. The TPs are coming in en masse. They've got the Rocket Barrage. Freeze has to run. Roger looking for a DDC, but Freeze might be the target they're looking for. The Nightmare comes in. They want to find more, but he doppelgangers down to the low ground. Still, they will keep no one safe. The Ice Shards almost hitting, and Freeze just able to slip away.
So close.
Under the cover of darkness, the spin onto the bottom lane. Yang getting caught out. The Thunderstrike, the last auto attack, and Ramses gets the kill.
VP making it happen in every lane.
VGJ Thunder forced back. Still an even game, still a close game, but a hefty dive. They just don't have that initiation they were looking for the Gyrocopter in mid lane. They had a stomp to set it up. That's pretty much it.
Right, it's the slow into the stomp, then you're waiting for the next Lance cooldown to come up before you really have a lot of damage. Saving no one's life, and they almost turn it too.
And that's the kind of initiation they have, that counter initiation that we've seen when the Elder Titan is available on your team.
Oh yeah, you've always got to worry about that counter initiation.
Because fighting into the Brew Split, fighting into the Eclipse later on into the game might be tough. Yang in the bottom lane getting hit up, but you use the spin. The TP was coming, it was actually canceled. There was going to be some help for Yang, but he's actually having a pretty tough time. I think both offlaners kind of struggling at this point, Brax.
Yeah, Pasha, he can't really get close to the creeps anymore, but he's doing all right now.
Fade getting run down. The Rocket Barrage is a lot of damage. It's going to be another kill, and now Freeze trying to turn into Roger. He has another Spirit Lance in 2 seconds, but he still can't find that kill, and now no one will be able to get away just fine with 5 wand charges to boot and the Aquila coming back up.
Feels like none of the heroes on VGJ Thunder can match the Tusk's move. Wherever he goes, Roger's able to set up a nice kill with the Ice Shard, Snowball, and then of course Tiny's picking up more levels, so then it's going to be even more dangerous for the Luna to stay in front, especially when Roger rotates in. And they can make moves in every lane. Look at this.
Omni Slash, Yang dead again. Ramses just a long enough range for that Omni Slash to get off in time. Another kill for this Jug. We've seen what Ramses can do when he gets room on this Juggernaut, or really on any hero, and he's doing great right now.
Man, what a vocal player. What should I buy? I love when the players communicate with the chat mod. gives us a little brain-picking session, you know?
Virtus.pro are like the chat wheel masters, I feel like. They use it more than any other team from what I've
Nice
seen.
to see. Oh, they see Solo place the ward there, so.
And that will get dewarded. That's their second deward in a row for VGJ Thunder. A big part of the reason Virtus.pro have been so dominant in this year in the tournament, especially against Optic yesterday, was the fact that they were able to have that vision advantage, and now that's not happening in the early stages of the game as VGJ Thunder are denying them. The toss, though, from Pasha, look at that. Now Fade in trouble. The snowball, the Nightmare will not save him. The tree toss comes in from Pasha. Now Siler looking for an eclipse. He will find it. This is a lot of damage. He's trying to fog, but he turns for Pasha instead, and this might be 2 kills. Roger will go for the TP. They might have a Lucifer beam available, but it will be enough without it to get the kill. It's going to be 2 going for VGJ Thunder. Virtus.pro getting a little too aggressive. They do find that kill on DDC, but that's a lot of gold coming in for Sylar.
Yep, a little aggressive, but still. Ramsey's free farming essentially. No one, same thing. You know, when I see Luna, I always imagine, oh, Luna's got fantastic late game. You know, you don't really have to worry about that. You can still be proactive and group up in the mid game to knock down some of these towers and play off the Lunar Blessing, but Ramsey's farming fantastically, and so is no one top of the network charts.
They are doing really well for this Virtus.pro. The cores on this team are just insane in what they can accomplish. They found Yang again. He's still only level 5. Ramsey says no Omni Slash. The Glimpse is going to come back, though. They've got the spin. The clap will come in a little bit too late. They've got the Thunderstrike. This should be another kill unless he can juke it. Thunderstrike doing a little bit more damage. They won't be able to finish him off. Now the call down coming in. Here's the Luna. They want this kill on the side of the Rocket Barrage. They've got the homing missile. He's pretty fast, though. One more auto attack, or maybe the homing missile might do the job. He will stick up. He will fairy fire. Ramsey just needs one auto attack, and he will find it. And they might find Yang as well. No one is in there. He has a double damage. The spin comes out. DDC's in trouble. They're dying under the tower. It's a double kill for Ramsey in a dominating spree. VGJ Thunder are feeding under their tier 1, and Freeze needs to be careful that he doesn't do the same. And now it's more action in the top lane. They snowball Pasha's here, but they cannot find the initiation onto Fade. He will be back up under the tree line and be fine, as they're pushing into the tier 1 tower in this top lane. Ooh, this run-at-you style of Dota is working out for Virtus.pro, but here come VGJ Thunder. Yang still not 6 yet. Pasha on the run with Roger. Drop the Frozen Sigil, and they should be able to get out, though.
I love when the cores make all these rotations because then it frees up the map for support heroes like Disruptor, for example, right? To pick up that earlier level 6, get some experience going so they can make some plays as well. It's nice to see.
He's close too. He's level 5 now. He's a level ahead of all the other supports in the game. He's getting free experience mid lane now, so getting level 6 and getting that early static storm. And that's going to be a key way to stop the Brewmaster from getting his ult off in a lot of these fights.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe it's a 3K gold lead at 9.5 minutes. That's insane.
It is a pretty big lead for Virtus.pro. They're working on treads for Pasha, Ramses, and no one have complete free farm with both of them being at the top of the network charts. Pasha actually in trouble in the top lane. The split will come out, though. They just get level 6 on the Brewmaster. This might be a nice free kill. The Ice Shards come in. They have the Cyclone. They might be able to get 2 out of this for VGJ Thunder. There's the 1. Can they get the second? They've dropped Roger to the ground with the Dispel Magic. The Cyclone is now done. The auto attacks are there. They've got the Fire Panda Imlet. He will use the Snowball to save his life for the moment, but I don't think it's going to be for that much longer. Roger's still level 5. The split is done, but the Stomp will hit. They should have a clap ready to go. He's actually out of mana, but he has tick charges to use it. Roger will try for the TP. I don't think it's going to be in time. Look at the damage from Fade. It just slaps him down with a briefcase.
Yep. VGJ Thunder, they make it happen with the split. That's exactly what they need. They need to be able to find these kills, these pickoffs with the use of their ultimates, but of course they are operating on extremely long cooldown ultimates in the Eclipse and the Primal Split, so it gives windows for followed up with these extremely long cooldown abilities.
They have these early oriented fighting items. Phase Drum, pretty common on a Gyrocopter, makes sense. So if they want to start getting involved, they'll have the level 6 of the Disruptor. He's like 1 creep away from having it. The good news for VGJ Thunder is because of that fight happening in the top lane, it gives more room for Sylar to get to his Mask of Madness in the bottom lane, and he's getting close as well. Fury for Ramses, despite dying, they're still fine. Good scan from the Radiant, though, to find out the fact that they're running at them. Virtus.pro are getting run at by VGJ Thunder with the smoke. Ramses is up close, though. He might get caught. I think he's spotted them. He's going to back up to the high ground. They're sitting on the dire ward here, so they spot no one. So fighting into this for VGJ Thunder is kind of tough. They found the Static Storm. They need the Omni Slash. They need the spin, and they will get it off. He gets the Nightmare, and he actually just survives. The split comes in now. The Earth Splitter doing support. They've got the Fiends, but Ramses is going in. But DDC gets hit by a homing missile, and now DDC's actually in trouble. The Rocket Barrage, the Flacken, they're still turning this. Even with the Bruce Split, it's 2 dead on the side of VGJ Thunder, and now they've caught out the Earth Panda. They just need to take take it down. That's all they need to do. But they will just take down the Brewmaster instead as he comes back into his normal form. 3 dead. And now Freeze might get caught out as well by no one. If he's not careful, they'll spot him out. And Freeze will try to back himself away. But a big fight for Virtus.pro in that top jungle, Brags.
Wow, that is actually ridiculous. They managed to, they knew that was there. You know, they scouted no one out there. Wait, can he kill us?
I don't think so. It's close, but...
Still, pushes them back, right? Now you can push out these lanes and you know Freeze is still farming. But yeah, they knew that Virtus.pro were up there on the high ground and they managed to save Yang's Brewmaster and you got the split off. That was very well played, but I don't know. Gyrocopter at this stage of the game is ridiculous to fight into.
It's so hard to fight into. And they didn't even have the Tiny there. There was no Tiny. Conversely, there was no Luna either. But the Tiny, we haven't really seen him for the past few minutes. He's pretty much at his blink dagger. He's about to buy it right now, I believe, for Pasha.
Yep. And with no split now, VP smoking up into the bottom lane, trying to catch Luna, especially with Pasha.
DDC was their days, but they'll find Salar, the toss avalanche combo. They blow him up immediately. They're looking for more on to fade. They have no homing missile available for the rocket launch, and they are able to chase him down. Look at that damage, and no one on a mega kill streak now. It is 2 dead. Virtus.pro, they've got this 4K advantage. Can they turn it into anything, though, Brax, like the tier 1 tower in the mid lane?
Perhaps they could. Look at them invading the bottom side, so they get a nice observer ward up. So this is Luna's prime farming area, right? Now they will know when Luna is in that area. They can gank, they can set up plays. VP are so good at placing these deep wards. Every game, it feels like they have 4 wards on the enemy side of the map, so they can keep making plays just like this.
This glimpse is actually a little bit awkward, though. They wanted to go for the toss Ava combo. They couldn't quite find it. Yang still doesn't have the Bruce, but he'll try for the clap, but I don't know if that's going to save his life. The homing missile comes in, the Thunderstrike. They just need one more auto attack, and they will find it from no one. And that's Yang dead yet again. They're abusing these cooldowns, Brad.
Yes, they are indeed. Every time Glimpse is up, they can look for these pickoffs and can't run from them. You know, they have Glimpse to catch you. Gyrocopter moves at 500 move speed. Tiny with the Blink Dagger, able to find these setups too.
Trying to get whatever they can for Salar. But this is the map control. This is the game being played by Virtus.pro. Do not let Salar get farmed. Do not let him get out of control. Do not let him get to that rapier territory we've seen from him in many of these games in this tournament.
You know, Disruptor is such a VP, right? They want to keep pressing these advantages that they have in the mid game. You can't actually dodge this hero very well just because of the extremely long catch range onto Glimpse. It helps you extend this lead even further.
And they're trying to find more with it as well, except this time it's just the Tiny and the Tusk, and that's really all they need. The Disruptor was coming, he's not needed there.
Yeah, they've got so many different ways to start these fights, right? You've got Tiny with the Blink Dagger, Tusk catch, and of course the Glimpse.
VGJ Thunder trying to take their own jungle back now, and they need to. The kill they got onto Sylar transitioned into like 3 wards being placed down. They had such good vision aggressively on the other side of the map that VGJ Thunder are like, okay, where do we farm now? The waves are always constantly being pushed in by Virtus.pro, which is another good thing that they're doing in this game. So this 8K advantage it's going to get bigger as this game progresses.
Ramsey's up top. Finds Sylar.
The Omni Slash is going to be going there, and Salar's in trouble. They have the spin available, I believe. He won't use it, though. They're going to get back to the Shrine, and so Ramsey's backs off. Salar is able to survive, but you can see how tough it is for him to farm. Even as the Dragon likes to keep him a little bit more tanky, Salar's still having a kind of a rough time in this game at the beginning of this one.
Everywhere VGJ Thunder move, though, they're always under vision.
And they're always under pressure as well from at least one of these heroes.
A dangerous game. You can't farm any of these lanes very safely at all because you have no idea where they're camping.
Seen like 1 Bruce split, maybe 2 this game be successful. They have not been able to be aggressive on VGJ Thunder. And when you have a Brewmaster, that feels pretty bad. You want to try to get in and try to do as much work as possible when you have the cooldown available.
You know, Yang picked up the Blink Dagger like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And they are unable to team fight even with the Blink.
That feels pretty bad for the Brewmaster for sure. Scan will be successful, but I don't know if Virtus.pro want to do anything here. Just there in time, and the Walrus Punch coming in on the other side. It would be a big kill for him if he could. The toss is there, the Ice Shards. He's still alive. He will get dropped down to the backside, I believe, by the Earth Panda, but he will find another target. That's going to be Freeze down. The PL is dead. Sylar has to run, so does Yang. The Bruce split is over. Roger's still up there. All 5 still up. The Ice Shards will keep them in for now. They'll get through a small crack, and they'll blink themselves to safety. At least one of them will. Sylar will not, but he'll be able to walk back up to the high ground here momentarily. They've got the Stomp coming in, another Ice Shards coming through. Now Fade getting chased down, but they don't want to dive the tier 3 tower. Still another fantastic fight for Virtus.pro.
Another Bruce split and still another 1 team fight for VP. This is supposed to be your ultimate that wins you these team fights at this stage of the game, especially with the Eclipse, but they just can't find it.
They were so close to getting Pasha too.
Yes, they were. But even if they kill Pasha, it's still not actually a 1 team fight, right? It's a nice consolation prize if they manage to find the Tiny kill, but this game's all VP.
23-8, they're taking giant ancient stacks. They're farming the entire map. They have a 10K lead at 19.5 minutes into the game. This is all without taking the last tier 2 towers on both top and bottom. And then Roshan is still available and has been since the beginning of the game. But they will take it soon, more than likely, if they can get a team fight win and abuse these cooldowns yet again.
Yep, we've definitely got to think that Roshan's VP's next objective that they want to look at, especially with the Juggernaut, right? The healing ward lets you keep at full HP while you do Rosh, so you're in no real danger. I guess they do have Elder Titan, so it is pretty hard to take it when the Spirit's just on top and he stomps you over and over because it sets that up. Solo to place a ward. Just missed DDC, but didn't really matter. Couldn't actually glimpse him anyways, but yeah. This is it, Roshan control. They've been a haste ring outside it.
They even have the BKB for no one. How are you supposed to fight into this in Jug Spin?
Exactly, right? There's no damage that goes through the magic community. And if you can't lock down these heroes immediately and kill them within like a stun or whatever, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Gyrocopter moves at 500 move speed.
They have to fight based around this Eclipse. They have to fight based around this PL. They've got the Glimpse back. They found the Nightmare for DDC to keep him alive. The Thunderstrike will take off the raindrop. Posh is coming in. A little bit too slow. The Glimpse was already used, so he should be okay. But there's Posh flanking, maybe not. Wow, he actually just destroys him. The Static Storm coming out just to make sure Freeze can't go to work on Pasha. Pasha's fine. They get the Aegis along with the kill, and maybe now a tier 3 tower push or slow siege here. And another glimpse from Solo, but he's okay. Doppelganger's at the right time for Freeze to get him back to safety, so he will be okay.
The PL Disruptor matchup is so hot. All BKB.
No one is just popping the BKB. He is in the rocket barrage. Sylar can do nothing. He is dead for 53. He will be alone now in the grave while the rest of his team is, they have to just defend their towers on their own. 4 versus 5, essentially.
You know, I once spoke to a wise man who described the situation as really feeling themselves. VP doing fantastic, really riding the momentum. There's honestly nothing that VGJ Thunder can do currently. They need more items, but with VP's lineup, it's always the Juggernaut Gyro combo, right? These two heroes hit this mid-game power spike, and they're so good at forcing these objectives.
I mean, they'll just clear the creep wave. They'll do what they can. Elder Titan pretty good at high ground defense. They're forced to Brew Split now. That'll be down, but it does at least bridge the gap between the Luna respawning. But they might even lose this Brewmaster if they're not careful. It's only the Earth Panda now they can continue to siege. They still have the Aegis to work with Virtus.pro. This tier 3 tower will fall. There's no Glyph available. There's no Brew Split. This Luna has Eclipse, but how much will that do? Roger's in deep. They've got the Lucent Beam. They've got the Fiend's Grip, so they will get at least one kill. It might be time to back up your Virtus.pro. The Nightmare coming in. That's the sleep. They want the Rex. I don't know if they want to go. Pasha has the Blink Dagger at the ready, though, to try to find a combination on somebody with a Toss Avalanche. Ramsey's getting attacked by Sylar. A lot of damage being done. He's going to spin and try to finish off the racks. He will do so. And the building down bottom has been taken care of. Ramsey's getting low, but he keeps the Aegis alive. The BKB forced by no one. Freeze was thinking about chasing him to the high ground, now decides against it, and Virtus.pro will get out with only the loss, maybe only the loss of the Tusk.
Nice play from no one to BKB there. It pushes VGJ's heroes back so they can't actually chase and run them down because they did need to like commit quite a bit to finish off that Rax after Roger died, right? Juggernaut spun to attack it, and then he was at the spin, but he managed to finish it off. This game is spiraled out of control for VGJ Thunder.
It is all Virtus.pro.
And I mean, we really see it in the net worth now with Ramses and no one being so far ahead of their counterparts. I guess Sylar's BKB could be a difference maker. There's a lot of damage on the side of Virtus.pro. But it's also like instant damage, right? What happens if he gets tiny comboed, you know? And he can't get his BKB off. He's gonna lose half his health just to that alone. Then pop the BKB and it probably won't do anything.
Needs like another 2 items to compete with all of these heroes for Virtus.pro.
Right, the BKB is a step in the right direction, but it's really gonna be that next item afterwards that is the big deal maker.
Without the BKB, he just gets run down, like we've seen already by no one. They'll find another target, that's DDC. He gets the TP off, but the Glimpse comes back in at time, and no one is now godlike. I feel like I've seen this before on his gyrocopter.
Oh yeah, me too. And they usually end in wins.
And it's looking pretty good for that now. 23 minutes in, a 17K advantage. Ramses will try to spin and take down the tower. They've got the homing missile coming in, but VGJ Thunder are just sitting here and watching now.
They just get pushed back by all these spells, right? You have to worry about the Glimpse back, the flat cannon, the homing missile.
There's the Brew Split, and they might find Ramses is still the healing ward going. I think they've got the Frozen Sigil coming out as well. He's okay. Pasha's there. They're looking for the Avalanche Toss combination. The Earth Splitter coming out. Not doing much. They've got the Lucent Beam onto Ramses, but no one's really dying for Virtus.pro. They've just used the Brew Split, and nothing really came of it, other than they slow down the tower siege for this Radiant team.
Yep, and Ramses just getting earned up too, so he'll be ready to go back in and fight.
Black Cannon will go. They're looking for a combination for Pasha. They get the sleep off onto no one. Now Yank's going to jump back and he pops the BKB. The stomp hits onto this Juggernaut, but they're pushing it back with the flat cannon so much that Sylar and DDC are almost dead. They have to go back to the well. Means they can't defend this building. It's going to get dropped down the barracks in trouble. Roger might die again, but the snowball comes in. Sylar's still super low. He should survive. He has to heal up, but that's the top rack's gone. And Virtus.pro so close to taking this first game
They
in about
take
30
it
minutes
basically
time.
without engagement, right? BKB from no one with the flat cannon just to zone off all these heroes. Roger almost snipes Sylar. They can't fight at all. VP are playing this, you know, they play with so much patience, and their pushes are very calculated. They never overstep their bounds. You know, they know exactly what they're there to do. Take the tower and back up. Game is secured.
I like that they use their items and their abilities knowing that they need to get these buildings down.
Right, they don't actually care about the fight. You know, once they take that tier 3, then there's no hope of VGJ Thunder being able to defend.
As soon as the Bruce split is down, there's really no issue for them. They have to fight into the Luna, that's a big issue, but not if she doesn't walk up. Without the Bruce split and with Flat Cannon doing so much damage, there's nothing they can really do for VGJ Thunder.
There's so many random AoE abilities that come out, right? There's like the shard damage and you're getting hit by the flat cannon constantly. And if you don't actually start the fight onto VP's lineup, you're already at half health and then there's no fighting from that point either.
Virtus.pro, they have picked up the Butterfly on Ramses, and no one is not too far behind either. They have an Echo Saber for Pasha. The amount of damage they are doing, the amount of late game potential they will have, even if this game goes sour somehow, they're still in a really good position. They will find maybe Fade. Ramses is looking for that Omni Slash. Fade is pretty speedy. Sylar might be the bigger target. He has his BKB. The Omni Slash will come through. He's got the Battle Fury. That's just a dead Elder Titan. He doesn't even care that didn't bounce to Sylar. It doesn't really matter at that point. In the meantime, no one's just pushing the tier 3.
Yup, and VGJ Thunder, they need to respond. This is it. This is their last set of buildings. You know, with no ET, they have, I guess, no real base defense, right? Look at this.
Roger, the BKB is popped for Sylar, but he's already at half HP. The Glaives are coming in. Roger will snowball in time to save his life, but the Bruce split is there. The one more auto attack for no one to get Sylar. He gets the kill. He'll have to buy back with no BKB available. Freeze is getting low. No one is just running at the enemy team. They'll get another one. Freeze down for 57 seconds. They get off the feed scoop, but the toss to cancel it by Pasha, backing everybody up. They can't even get the gyrocopter. Maybe they get the tiny out of this, but he's so tanky. He's got the status resistance to fall back on. GG is called. Virtus.pro rout VGJ Thunder in the first game of this best of 5 final, Drax.
My God.